Hey guys, Bruce here. The Five Nights at Freddy's franchise is no stranger to terrifying fans with its sinister animatronics, jump scares, and eerie mysteries. Now, with Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic officially confirmed for a June release, the horror continues to evolve. Developed by Steel Wool Studios, the game was revealed during Sony's latest State of Play presentation, and it wasted no time in showcasing its eerie gameplay. However, while excitement builds, a new mystery has surfaced. Will this game be available on PSVR2? Early indications suggested VR support, but a sudden shift in PlayStation Store listings and social media posts has left fans scratching their heads. So, what exactly is going on? Is PSVR2 support happening or not? Let's dive deep into what we know so far about Secret of the Mimic and its possible VR future. A new nightmare, Five Nights at Freddy's returns in VR. Steel Wool Studios is no stranger to bringing the FNaF universe to virtual reality. After their success with Five Nights at Freddy's, Help Wanted, and its 2023 sequel, it seemed inevitable that VR would remain a core part of the franchise. The latest entry, Secret of the Mimic, is set in the abandoned workshop of Murray's costume Manor, where players must navigate a terrifying environment filled with cryptic clues and a relentless new foe, the Mimic. This entity can adapt to any costume it chooses, making it a far more unpredictable and unsettling threat. The gameplay footage showcased during the State of Play presentation painted an ominous picture. From dimly lit corridors to interactive puzzles, the game emphasizes tension and slow, calculated movements. Every interaction could spell doom, as the Mimic's AI is designed to stalk and ambush players based on their choices. The added challenge of retrieving Fazbear's prototype technology while avoiding an unstoppable pursuer makes for an intense horror experience. VR confusion. What happened to PSVR2 support? Initially, Secret of the Mimic was advertised as supporting PlayStation VR2, which made sense given the series' history with VR adaptations. However, something strange happened following its trailer debut. Mentions of PSVR2 support began disappearing. The PlayStation blog originally listed VR compatibility, but this reference was quietly removed. Similarly, social media posts that promoted PSVR2 support were deleted and then re-uploaded without any VR mention. Further fueling the uncertainty, the PlayStation Store listing was edited. Before February 14th, the page clearly displayed PSVR2 compatibility, but after that date, VR was nowhere to be found. This sudden removal has left fans wondering whether the game will actually be playable on PSVR2 or if the feature was announced prematurely and later walked back. Steel Wool Studios has remained tight-lipped on the matter. Attempts to reach out for clarification have so far gone unanswered, leaving the community in limbo. Was this a mistake in the marketing materials, or did the developers pull VR support at the last minute due to technical limitations? Until we get an official response, all we can do is speculate. Hands-on impressions. How does the game play? Despite the PSVR2 confusion, we already have some insight into how Secret of the Mimic plays, thanks to a hands-on demo at PAX West 2024. Early impressions described it as a decent entry-level VR game that balances exploration, puzzle solving, and intense survival horror. The PAX demo featured typical VR locomotion, with a 90-degree snap-turning system mapped to the right analog stick. One of the notable quality-of-life features is that interactive objects are outlined in blue, ensuring that players don't fumble around in the dark trying to guess what they can and cannot interact with. Careful lighting design also ensures that crucial switches and pathways are subtly highlighted, keeping the gameplay fair without removing the tension. What makes this experience terrifying is the Mimic's AI. Unlike previous FNaF entries where animatronics follow predefined patterns, this creature learns and adapts. So when it's lurking behind objects, stalking from the shadows, or mimicking harmless costumes to get close, the Mimic is an unpredictable nightmare that keeps players on edge at all times. If this level of detail holds true for the final release, Secret of the Mimic could be one of the most immersive horror experiences in the series to date. The question is, will players get to experience this in full VR, or will it be limited to flat-screen gameplay? What about PC VR, a possible alternative? While the PlayStation VR2 situation remains uncertain, there's another question that needs answering. Will PC VR get support? Since previous entries in the FNaF VR series launched on platforms like Steam VR and MetaQuest, it's not unreasonable to assume that a PC VR version could still be on the table. However, unlike PSVR2, PC VR support was never explicitly mentioned. If Steel Wool Studios plan to prioritize PlayStation's VR ecosystem, then dropping PSVR2 could also mean no PC VR support. On the flip side, if Sony was responsible for the sudden change in PSVR2 listings, there's a chance that Secret of the Mimic may still launch for PC VR at a later date. Right now, it's impossible to say for sure. Until Steel Wool Studios makes an official announcement, hope remains alive, but so do the doubts. The future of FNaF VR. What happens next? If Secret of the Mimic does end up being a non-VR experience, it raises a bigger question. What does this mean for the future of Five Nights at Freddy's in VR? The series made an impressive debut in virtual reality with Help Wanted, and fans have come to expect a fully immersive horror experience rather than a traditional flat-screen game. Could this mean that VR development has taken a backseat due to budget constraints, technical challenges, or lack of PlayStation support? Or is this simply a delay, with VR support coming later via an update? Steel Wool Studios is known for post-launch patches and additional content, so it's not impossible that VR mode could be added later. But for now, fans are left with more questions than answers. The confirmed June release is exciting, but the uncertainty surrounding PSVR2 support has thrown a curveball at fans eagerly waiting to play it in virtual reality. While early marketing suggested VR compatibility, recent removals and edits have cast doubt on its availability. Steel Wool Studios has yet to provide clarity, leaving us all in suspense, much like a classic FNaF jump scare. For now, we can only hope that VR support is still part of the plan, whether on PlayStation VR2 or PC VR. Until then, keep your flashlights ready, your volume down, and your nerves steeled, because June's going to be a terrifying month. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're hyped for Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. Are you hoping for PSVR2 support, or are you fine with a flat-screen experience? Let us know your thoughts, and stay tuned for more FNaF updates.